My name is Ruben Galindo. I am one of the founders and CEO of AirTM. AirTM is an online wallet that's aimed at helping people in developing nations get access to stable currency financial services. So things like a dollar account, maybe a debit card so they can spend their money, a platform where they could receive their payments from their freelancing agency in the US, maybe loans one day. Basically all the things that their bank tries to give them, but since they're to some level restricted by their governments, oftentimes give people just sort of half-baked solutions. So that's what we're trying to do with AirTM. We work with Zcash because a lot of people in AirTM are from Venezuela. And as Venezuelans, they are probably the most financially restricted people in the world. And we think that Zcash is a really cool tool for them to sort of use in conjunction with their AirTM wallet because it allows them to keep their balance if they know how to use and set up a Z address in a shielded way, that no one can have any information where the money's coming from or where it's going. And not because people are doing bad things with their money, but because their government frowns upon things that it shouldn't, just because it likes to censor. Using AirTM is fairly simple. Let's say you're a Venezuelan guy. Your name is Josh. And you are just going through life working at a local, supermarket. And you have a salary. You make 1 million bolivars every week. And you know that as soon as your money comes into your bank, it's basically going to lose its value the next day. And so right now, without AirTM, you would have to spend your money as quickly as it comes to make sure that you got the most out of it because you already worked a week for it. Or you can sign up into AirTM. You could say you want to make a deposit into your AirTM dollar account, and you will be able to transform those bolivars, those 1 million bolivars, into dollars, which maybe at the exchange rate right now would not be a lot, it'd be like 33 cents, but you would be able to preserve your wealth so that at a later time, when you actually need to use your money, you could spend it and make sure that it didn't lose the value that it would have lost if it remained in bolivars. And whenever you want to use your money, you can just as easy click on the withdraw button and we will help you get your money back into your bank so that you can spend it. The way we help you make a deposit into AirTM and make a withdrawal from your AirTM wallet is that we match you with some person who's either willing to sell you dollars in AirTM in exchange for you to send him a bank transfer or any type of transfer for that matter, PayPal, a crypto, an Amazon gift card, in exchange for those dollars. Or if you want to withdraw, we'll match you with someone who is willing to buy those dollars from you in exchange for or transfer using whichever payment method you'd like to use. When someone exchanges money in AirTM, AirTM is not in the middle of it. They use our platform to exchange all the information they need from each other, to transfer money between each other's accounts, and they use us as a platform to exchange money safely. So the way it works now, if you didn't have AirTM, you would have to go to a Facebook group or an Amazon or in some online blog or a Reddit forum, and you would meet a random person that could sell you a la local Bitcoins or over the counter, some maybe cash dollars, some dollars in PayPal, and you would have to trust an unknown third party that once you send over the money, they would send money to you using, or in exchange for that money, whichever money you agreed to buy or sell. And it's kind of shady that you have to send money to a third party which you're not familiar with and maybe only rely on some rating on some website and someone saying, oh, this is a trustworthy guy. And so that's what we're sort of trying to replace. And people in developing nations have to go through these processes all the time to transform their money into money they can use to do whatever they want to do with their money. And so they use AirTM as a safe way to exchange money between random people. What we're excited most about AirTM's future is expanding our service offerings. AirTM allows people to deposit money using any variety of payment methods. And so you can deposit into your AirTM wallet using PayPal, Amazon, cryptocurrency, whichever. And then you can withdraw to any of the before mentioned payment methods. And that's sort of because we allow people to do whatever they want with their money. However, we understand that people use AirTM whenever they deposit with PayPal, for instance, because they're freelancers and they use PayPal to receive money from, say, 99 Designs. And then they use AirTM to unlock that money in PayPal and to actually be able to spend it in local currency. But they are faced with a 30% haircut about. And we want to replace PayPal in developing nations so that people don't have to face that 30% haircut. And we could go down the list of different payment methods that people use AirTM to sort of transform. And so to go from PayPal into local currency, or Amazon gift cards to local currency, or cryptocurrency to local currency. And I could tell you a list of the different use cases and things that we want to sort of introduce into AirTM's offering so that those other payment methods that came in sort of the first leg of the transaction could be replaced with AirTM in the first place so that people would not have to face those 30% haircuts. Well, cryptocurrency is really important for AirTM because those dollars that people are exchanging within our platform have to come from someplace. In AirTM, since we don't work in countries where it's easy for AirTM or PayPal for that matter to set up an account with which to receive local currency and then convert to dollars, we have to go through cryptocurrency. And so people can deposit cryptocurrency, we will sell it in exchange for dollars, and those dollars are the dollars that you have on your AirTM account. And they're either on an exchange because of liquidity needs that our clients have, because sometimes they want to withdraw to crypto, or the bank, because we believe banks are a bit safer than crypto exchanges. And so reserves, or the money that backs the dollars in AirTM, all sort of came from crypto and are safely locked away in banks in the US. There are certain countries in which AirTM operates where the government is not so happy about AirTM operating. They have this notion that we are bad for the exchange rate because we allow people to exchange whichever currency they want to at the free market rate, which means not the controlled rate of the government. We believe that by having a free market and by allowing inbound flows of money from larger economies, we help stabilize the economy. For instance, in Venezuela particularly, by us helping family members of Venezuelans send them money back home, we increase the supply, the available supply of dollars in Venezuela. And just simple economics, if there's more of one thing, then it's worth a little less. And so that's what we do to sort of help the economy by allowing people to use AirTM to send remittances. However, sometimes governments, like in Venezuela, don't agree with how we're trying to help Venezuela. We have gotten into some trouble for helping people exchange bolivars for dollars at the free market exchange rate. If you live in Venezuela, you would have to use a VPN to access AirTM, or maybe change your DNS. But the ISP has sort of reduced the ways around to access AirTM, and so now the best way is to use a VPN. And so a lot of our community support is dedicated at helping people access AirTM in places where it's restricted. AirTM is not necessarily just focused on these places where there's government restrictions, but it was our first use case and one that's dear to us because it got us this far. And so we'll always sort of be committed to helping the people in Venezuela, for example, into doing whatever they want with their money. I guess that's why this whole industry exists. We all want to allow people to do whatever they want with their money. Zcash wants to allow people to do whatever they want with their money in a way that's private, because they believe people will not necessarily act properly if they knew exactly what you spent your money on. We believe that you should not be born to a specific type of money and be restricted by it, but rather that your money should be free and you should be, since you earned it, able to do whatever you want with your money.